It is your constitutional right to carry a gun in the state of Illinois if you have the proper licenses. But some black gun owners say their rights are being violated. CBS News Chicago investigator Dorothy Tucker uncovered several cases where they were stopped by police and charged with felonies, despite having everything in order, leaving them to pick up the pieces of their lives.
We did something that's never been done before, watermelon cheesecake.
A cheesecake tasting in the south suburbs. Louis McWilliams' dream is to grow his business.
It's gonna blow you away.
I like it.
All was good.
Oh my God, it's so good. I told you. This is like a Jolly Ranch.
Until this.
Right now, this is
I'm an entrepreneur. I have a company, a cheesecake company called Ann's Flavored Cheesecakes.
At the time of this interview, Louis faced a felony charge.
This has been very traumatic for me. I feel like my rights was violated.
His Second Amendment rights. Louis is an avid gun owner.
Just got me the AR top, one in the middle.
In April, Louis was pulled over on the south side, West 79th Street. He had a missing front plate.
Hey, yes, sir. How you doing, boss? Good, good.
The first thing he did, tell the officers he had a gun.
Okay, where's your firearm? On my side. Okay, you got your concealed carry license?
According to state law, in order to carry a legal gun in your car, you need a firearms license, better known as a FOID card, and a concealed and carry license, commonly called a CCL. This is Louis's card, and it's valid. That's what he handed the officers.
He looks at him. He said, okay, cool, this is perfect.
Only it wasn't.
Concealed carry, it didn't pop up. Oh.
It didn't pop up on Leeds, the database operated by the Illinois State Police. Police recommended Louis be charged with 2 felonies.
right now, this is because we can't verify your concealed carry.
And look here, prosecutors approved the charges.
He never should have been charged.
Irv Miller is a former prosecutor, once in charge of reviewing police cases.
He showed them a valid CCL card. Not only did they see it, they actually took possession of it and inventoried it.
I haven't got through
It's right there in CPD's inventory sheet. So why was Louis arrested? That's a question we wanted to ask Superintendent Larry Snelling, but he declined an interview. So we reached out to state police because anytime an officer pulls over a driver who has a gun, the first thing they do is check the state's database to see if that driver has a valid FOID and CCL.
Oh, okay.
So here's the question we asked the state. If a driver like Louis actually hands the police a valid CCL, but the officers don't see the information in the state's database, what should they do? The state replied, the officers should not take any law enforcement action as it relates to a potential FOID CCL violation. That's what Louis expected, and what he was told later as he stood in a jail cell.
This comes back clean.
Yeah, then they just let you go, apologize, and let you go about your day.
That's not what happened. Louis spent 24 traumatic hours behind bars.
It was just deplorable. There were roaches falling from the ceiling.
All of this because of illegal everything.
Yeah, I can't tell you why.
I need somebody to tell me, man.
Worse than the jail conditions, a missed business opportunity.
That day, I had a meeting. Could not do the meeting that day because I was arrested. By losing that, I might have lost the franchise.
Louis also lost time, lots of it. He was in and out of court fighting to get the charges dismissed and his impounded car returned.
I know this is a system, so just hoping for the best results.
It wasn't until mid-June, 3 months after he was stopped, that the case was finally dismissed.
I'm very excited for him, but this is not the end.
Next step, more money spent to expunge the case, so his arrest won't show up in a background check. And all of this for somebody who did nothing wrong?
Correct.
Your joy is a little bit...
Dampered, yes. Totally dampered, because now this is a much longer process.
It's nearly impossible to know how many drivers like Louis are wrongly charged with unlawful gun possession that are later dismissed. Neither the CPD or the Cook County State's Attorney's Office track it.
Because we got to confirm whether it's actually valid or not.
We did find a handful of lawsuits accusing police of violating the rights of legal gun owners.
And I'm sitting in here in the back of a squad car because my license expired, but I renewed it.
One of those, an irate Lucy Washington.
And it's not my fault that you guys didn't get it in your system.
I'm an entrepreneur, a loving mother. I do everything from real estate. Can't wait to get my guys in here to look at the floors, to rehabbing.
Here's Lucy's story.
Hi, I have something wrong with my back. Yes.
In December of 2023, she was stopped for failing to put on her turn signal. Without hesitation, she volunteers.
I am concealed and carry.
As a single woman, Lucy carries a gun for protection.
I have it.
My love, your CCL expired.
I know, but if you pull it up, it'll show that I already tried to renew it.
Lucy tries to explain that the email showing proof she renewed is on her phone.
My phone and fell.
Only she can't find it. This is the email from the state Lucy was trying to show the police. It says if you apply for renewal, you're eligible to possess a license.
Oh my God, are you serious? Can I please look for my phone? Please, give me like 5 more minutes to look for my phone.
And it sounds like the officers weren't going to accept the email under any circumstances.
It's not in our system, Lucy. It's not in our system.
I freaked out, especially when I was told that I was going to be charged with a felony. I'm like, I can lose my broker license.
Like Lewis, Lucy's felony charge was eventually dismissed. She also got the case expunged, but she's still living with the trauma.
If you search a property that is in my name, my mugshot shows up next to it. It's embarrassing. You know, how do I explain to someone like, oh no, I was innocent?
If they did nothing wrong, again, why were Lewis and Lucy arrested? We posed that question to Phil Smith.
I'm honored to testify today.
Smith is a president and founder of the National African American Gun Association. Membership more than 50,000.
Outrage, anger, frustration. Not again. Those are the conversations and statements that are going in my head when I hear about another Black person being stopped illegally, being arrested illegally when they've had all their stuff together.
While there's no data that tracks race in these types of gun arrests, Smith points to America's disturbing history of Black people with guns being unjustly killed by police.
If you look at other communities, they have firearms all over the place, and it's okay. They go to Macy's, they go to Walmart, they go shoot and hunt, and it's okay.
This is so ridiculous, bro. I felt defeated, you know? I felt defeated. And I felt like nobody had my back.
I just feel like the rights that I've been given, the constitutional rights to have it, that the police officers didn't stand up for.
These cops been killing me, bro.
Since the arrest, Lewis has been struggling to rebuild his cheesecake business. He blames police for the setback and plans to sue the department.
This shows that no matter how much you follow a system of which they create, they can still deem you wrong.
At this point, both Lewis and Lucy are still waiting to get their legally purchased guns back from CPD. Both the state's attorney's office and the state police declined to be interviewed. Dorothy Tucker, CBS News Chicago, investigators.
Our team is working to find out just how often this happens. If this happened to you, we want to know. Head to our website and take our survey at cbschicago.com.
Greetings. This is Morning Sky. I'm your host, Sky. Let me first acknowledge and salute Rottweiler. He's in the building. Salute to you, sir. He's asking, why does a businessman / entrepreneur need a firearm? You don't have rent, so I'm not going to answer your question. He's up to no good. I disagree. Damn, nobody is just an employee these days. Another question. Gotta put some dollars on it or bring some people in. Everyone's a boss and an entrepreneur, yet they got heat on them. Yes, that's true. free death row, not gonna happen, and rot with me. I never really sat down and rot with me. He just didn't come in a while. So I can join the chat while I'm on the road. Actually, I banned death row here. I didn't just sit him down. I banned death row. He said something crazy. He said, he's broke and he can't, satisfy the show. Well, you gotta go. I'm sorry. I only deal with niggas with money or niggas that can bring in people with money or something of that nature. I don't have time. I need the money. Money isn't everything. It's the only thing. You try to go to your grocer or your lawyer or your attorney or to the police even and, say, they don't need money. Everything is all good. Everything's satisfied. Go to your local baker. Ask them to get one of his one of the people in the profile, one of the watermelon cheesecakes or something like that. Go try to get a watermelon cheesecake for free. I'm blocked, man. Unblock me. How are you blocked? If you're in the chat, what are you talking about, Rottweiler? You're speaking gibberish. But no, this is a serious situation. I thought this was definitely good trending quality black news. Rottweilers, I guess he's laughing at my dumb ass. I don't know. Can't tell with the LOLs and LMFAOs and all that. But yeah, I thought this was trending news that was valid. They both came up clean. FOID, the firearms ownership identification, and the CCL, conceal and carrying concealed license. They both checked out. They both have mug shots. That cannot be just written off. That can never be, as far as I understand, can never be deleted from the system. It's just really weird. I kind of understand what you're saying with the entrepreneur thing, but that's the reason why they have to carry firearms, because he's got a daggone Mercedes Benz, and I didn't see what kind of car she had, but she has some kind of high-end car as well, I think. But yeah, you have to defend yourself against, especially in Chicago. You have to defend yourself, and if you have clean guns like they do, and he's more of a gun enthusiast. The young man in the profile, I missed his name. I can't remember what his name was, but they really show you how it's treacherous out there. It's treacherous, as we know. Chicago is treacherous, but that's the reason why they have their firearms on them. And he complied. He was not irate. She was more irate. She was my effing phone. Now y'all got this. She was running off at the mouth, getting sassy and everything. Real zesty, like, But then it got to a point where she was all right. She calmed down. She was like, you know what? And then it checked out. Both of their licenses and their FOIDs and their CCLs checked out. They were both clean. They didn't have to worry about anything. I thought that was, pretty remarkable to see that, because it could have went really bad. It could have went way, way left. But instead of doing that, it got to a point where it was like, they have the ability to have a firearm. That's extraordinary. My dumb ass, my crazy ass, I'm bipolar. I cannot carry a traditional firearm. That's why I'm going to look into Burner. If you haven't heard about Burner, they have these commercials now with a banana instead of a gun, because I think you can't carry a gun in a commercial for some reason. You can't show that in a commercial on TV, but I think you can have ads on the internet with it, though, because the internet is like the Wild Wild West times a trillion. It's just anything goes. But that's what I got from this story. This story was, it's very intriguing, because you have so many black people with guns that are legal, and the first thing you think about is like the people that have weapons. They throw them in the sewer system. They get rid of them. They just committed a crime and they got to get rid of the evidence. The sewer knows. That's what Malice said. I can't remember exact line, but he said something like but the sewers know, or something like that. That's the reality. That's the reality. I thought that would be a nice little introduction, story to set off the week. I'm gonna try to look for some more trending news. Looking for it right now. Let me see. Looking for some news. I'm looking for it right now, but yeah, I just thought that was amazing. I thought that was really engrossing. It definitely created a stir with both of these individuals, and they came out fresh. They came out clean. They didn't come out where you say, "Oh yeah, I got a dirty gun." Man, I ain't got that. The sheriff has a warrant out for you. Arrest this guy. What did he say something about me? I didn't know if he said something about me. That'd be great. He has a lot of viewers. Bumba says the sheriff has a warrant out for arrest. Are you talking about point and shoot? That's what you talking about? The sheriff, is that the sheriff you're talking about, Bumba? Is that who you're referring to right now? To whom are you referring? The sheriff has a warrant out for your arrest, guy. Church. And then he says church. So okay, so that means yes. What? All right. Send me an email if he says anything about me. Send the clip. They said anything about me. That'd be great. Send me a clip. Tell him saying what he has to say about me. I would love to see that.
There to go.
All right, here we go. Here's another story.
The FBI, by the way, is now investigating a hunting stand circled there, found near Palm Beach Airport with a direct line of sight to President Trump's Air Force One exit area.
Madeline Rivera is live in Washington with the details. Maddie, was it built there to go hunting or for other reasons?
That's what investigators are looking into right now, Ainsley. A spokesperson for the Secret Service says agents found the hunting stand while doing a...
Wait a minute, I have to pause for the cause. We don't do shout outs. The sheriff should not shout out me. He should salute me. I'll salute him back. But no shout outs. No shots out. I think it's the proper way to say it. Let's get back to Maddie Rivera.
Advanced security preparations ahead of President Trump's arrival in West Palm Beach on Friday. FBI Director Kash Patel saying no individuals were located at the scene and that the FBI has since taken the investigatory lead, flying in resources to collect all evidence from the scene and deploying our cell phone analytics capabilities. The discovery prompted the president's team to make more security measures at Palm Beach International Airport, and that's why we saw the president walking up Air Force One using the small stairs on Sunday as he made his way back to D.C. A law enforcement source tells Fox News Digital the hunting stand appears to have been set up months ago across the street from the airport. You see it there in the trees. A Secret Service spokesman saying, while we are not able to provide details about the specific items or their intent, this incident underscores the importance of our layered security measures. President Trump's security came under scrutiny last year after 2 attempted assassinations. Just last month, Ryan Ruth was found guilty of trying to assassinate President Trump as he hid along the tree line of the president's golf club in West Palm Beach. Coming up later this morning, FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino will be appearing in the show to talk about the hunting stand and the latest in the investigation. So we'll perhaps know more about that question that you asked earlier, Ainsley. Back to you guys.
Unbelievable. Thanks. And by the way, what a discovery. Whoever discovered
I know.
that.
Thank goodness.
Fantastic. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I mean,
Wow. So they got a hunting stand for what? Hunting or other purposes? The young lady said on the show. I don't know. Hey, this is goofy. This is real goofy. They're trying to have him, in a position where the president, I'm talking about, President Trump, he took smaller stairs. There's bigger stairs. I didn't know there were smaller stairs. I thought they're just, they have smaller stairs apparently to Air Force One. I'm surprised he isn't flying in his Donald Trump plane. Didn't he do that in the first administration? I could have sworn he did. I could be wrong. But I guess on official business, he, for the presidency, he goes on the Air Force One and Marine One. Very, very creepy stuff. We don't want political violence against anyone, no one involved in politics or activists or anything like that, and a part of movements or anything. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see any more violence against President Trump. I agree with maybe -3 things that he stands for, but I would not want to see him go down, and by way of some kind of political violence. That would be abhorrent, Just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean that you ought to take a high-powered rifle and end their life. That's not the American way. It would appear as though it's the American way. This is America, but it's not set in the ways of America. It's not giving voice to all the people that are fighting for a better day. And I guess that's called peace through strength. It's like you're fighting for peace. They say that you're effing for virginity, but that's kind of like when you have a baby. You F, and then there's a baby, and the baby's a virgin, so you can't F for virginity. What am I saying? I think that this case with the hunting stand, I mean, they should have cameras out. They should have specific pinpoint routes of who set it up and who brought it together. That should be paramount. That should be clear. I have 0 viewers. Salute to people in rebroadcast land right now. Thank you for viewing, because I have 0 viewers right now. And that's all right. That's okay. I get paid either way. And they keep saying the same old stuff. I'm trying to get to news stories. Let me see what this has.
Dream, I'm going to go down swinging.
The U.S. military struck another alleged drug boat on Friday and killed 3 people. It is the 7th known attack since last month as part of the Trump administration's ongoing crackdown on drug cartels. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the strike targeted a boat linked to a Colombian guerrilla group. I want to bring in CBS News Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson. Ellie, thank you so much for your time today. What do we know about this specific strike?
What we know so far is the defense secretary has said that 3 people were killed in this latest strike, bringing the total number of individuals killed over the past month and a half to at least 32 people. The defense secretary, in announcing the strike, said that the 3 killed in the latest strike were members of the Colombian guerrilla group, the National Liberation Army, also known as ELN, that also operates within Venezuela. The defense secretary has compared groups like this to Al Qaeda. In his post yesterday announcing the strike, he said they are equivalent to Al Qaeda and, quote, will be hunted and killed just like Al Qaeda. He has made that comparison in the past. Of course, Al Qaeda is the terrorist group that carried out the 9/11 attacks, killing nearly 3,000 people. In the wake of 9/11, Congress authorized the use of military force to go after Al Qaeda and other terrorist groups. But so far in this conflict, Congress has not approved striking cartels in the Caribbean.
Right. And Ellie, there was recently a U.S. strike on a suspected drug boat that had 2 survivors. What more have we learned about that strike?
Yeah, so last Thursday, in the 6th known strike in the Caribbean, that there was a strike on a semi-submersible that killed 2 people, but also left 2 survivors, one from Ecuador and one from Colombia. Over the weekend, they were sent back to their home countries, and we learned from the Colombian Interior Minister that the Colombian national is breathing through a ventilator and has severe brain trauma, but he will eventually be processed by the Colombian justice system for drug trafficking. And Mugo, the U.S. government, in transferring these 2 individuals back to their home countries, avoided a potentially thorny issue, because if the U.S. had kept custody of them, they would maybe have had to held them as law of war detainees in a place like Guantanamo Bay, or transferred them to civilian law enforcement for them to be prosecuted in open court, which
I'd say salute to Wizard. I see you, sir. Make sure you bring in 1,200 other people when you come to the room. That's the first thing you should think. Like, God damn it, I gotta bring in at least 50 people into Sky's room. Let me bring in 150 people in the Sky's room. Not just me. Bring in all my friends. Everybody claims they have friends. I have no buddy friends. Why are they getting charged? They're getting charged because they had some kind of minor traffic violation. The male, I can't remember, but the female, she failed to use her turn signal, and they stopped her, and they got charged with felonies for not having their firearms and IDs. Yeah, you are good, Wizard. You are the one that got me to 1,000. I appreciate that. But I'm just telling that to everybody. You know, Bumba or everybody. Just think, I got to bring in 50 people into the live chat. Just the live chat. The live chat itself. I got to bring in, 50 people at least. Just to keep that in mind. I'm not pressing it. I'm not pressuring anybody. Just put that in your mind. Just say, I can't just go in alone. I gotta reach out to at least 50 people. Salute to Dot Focus. Let me put your banner on the screen. Visit Dot Focus, DOTFOCUS _ on his YouTube channel and subscribe, like, and comment. If you enjoy Call of Duty and other first-person shooters, you will not be disappointed. He's always looking for that pink mist. Tell him that Silly Sky sent you. Salute to the big homie. And the big homie Wizard, of course. Holding down this program. Let me continue.
May have given more information about all of these strikes than the U.S. government has been willing to publicly release so far.
All right, Eleanor Watson, thank you so much for helping us break that down. Appreciate your time today.
No, I did not, Dot Focus. Send it to me in an email because it gets too goofy with. Or send it to me in a text. You know my text number. You know my phone number. Send it to me in a text or send it to me in an email. I would be glad to see your latest short. Be glad to see it. Just send me in SkylarSaunders@gmail.com. It's at the top of the chat. It's a little bit further up from where you are, where you just put in your text. Just send that to me, and I would definitely check it out, support it, continue, to advance your cause. I have no problems with that. But anyway, but anyhow, when in doubt. I'm gonna continue with this news cycle.
Happening today, former FBI Director James Comey faces a deadline to file legal motions to dismiss charges against him. The Justice Department accuses Comey of obstruction and making a false statement related to his 2020 testimony in Congress. Comey's lawyers are also expected to challenge the president's appointment of the U.S. attorney who brought the case forward. Let's go to CBS News Justice reporter Jake Rosen, who is following the story for us. Jake, thank you for your time today. While we wait for Comey's legal team to make their move, the government signaled it could try to remove Comey's lead attorney. Can you explain exactly what's happening there?
Yeah, and Muga, while we wait on kind of this first tranche of motions, which, like you said, will attempt to disqualify the indictment because it was allegedly, if you believe Comey's attorneys in this case, brought under a prosecutor, Lindsay Halligan, who was appointed wrongly to this case. At the same time, they're also going to say that because of that True Social post and likely a number of other public statements President Trump has made for a long time about James Comey, that this prosecution was vindictive, or meaning that the Department of Justice broke norms in pursuing it. At the same time, what we have and saw overnight and filed late last night into today is a move by the Department of Justice to say that potentially they're going to move to disqualify Pat Fitzgerald, longtime well-known attorney here in Washington, D.C., who's representing Mr. Comey in this case. Fitzgerald, the Department of Justice alleged, and it's been written in some OIG reports, Inspector General reports, that there was some kind of leak that Comey gave documents in 2017 after he was fired by President Trump to Pat Fitzgerald, who then gave it allegedly to other attorneys who then leaked it to the media. So a little bit of a chain of events here that, again, not necessarily disqualifying, but the Department of Justice is saying that because of some of these memos and information was leaked through Comey, through some attorneys, Pat Fitzgerald allegedly being one of them, that he has a conflict.
I'm gonna stop because I don't know what the hell. I try to focus on James Comey faces deadline to file motion to dismiss charges against him. I don't care. Do y'all care? I don't care. I'm just going after news. If only I could use hip hop news, but everybody owns something with hip hop news. There's no mainstream markets carrying what's going on with hip hop. I'm gonna see if TMZ. Let me see if TMZ sends me. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and see if TMZ gives me a copyright strike. Oh, this is old. God damn. What the hell? This is wild. Everything's from a year ago. The hell? Wait a minute, what is this? Streetbox 4L TV. Can't do that. 2 months ago. God damn. 4 days ago. Okay. These are I can't there's nothing. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's crazy. I can't do any of this. This is all somebody else's content. This is wild. Children. Thank you for your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. Fact, live from the Blue Room in the heart of Delaware, and brought to you by Verizon, no, by T-Mobile. It's my honor to present the man, Skylar Dondy. Thanks, Sir Rick James. Appreciate it, sir. Oh, they're doing AI stuff. This is wild. This is crazy. I can't do it. I just have too much integrity. I can't do it. Two days ago.
Breaking tonight, the new investigation into a possible security threat against President Trump. The FBI and Secret Service calling a hunting stand suspicious. This one with its direct line of sight to Air Force One in Palm Beach. The questions this discovery raises after 2 assassination attempts on the president. New attacks overseas threatening to derail the Gaza ceasefire. Israel and Hamas accusing each other of breaking the peace deal. The big question, will it fall apart? The stunning jewelry heist at the Louvre in the middle of the morning. Thieves stealing priceless French crown jewels, then making a quick getaway. New details on how it happened and the manhunt for the suspects. Newly released video of another U.S. strike on a boat in the Caribbean as President Trump escalates tensions with Colombia. A controversial former congressman sharing for the first time how he found out about his release from prison after the president commuted George Santos's sentence. One of Jeffrey Epstein's most prominent accusers, detailing the abuse she faced in a new memoir released after her death. Her family, in our interview, now demanding action to release the Epstein files.
Mike Johnson needs to do his job.
That's your message to Speaker Johnson?
Do your job.
Plus, what Virginia Roberts Giuffre wrote about Prince Andrew as police investigate whether he tried to dig up information about her. The United Airlines flight diverted because of a cracked windshield. And there's good news tonight. Months after a catastrophic LA wildfire, this football team beating the odds.
This is NBC Nightly News with Hallie Jackson.
Okay, let me rant here. I'm just gonna rant and rant and rant here. You saw the one story about Hamas, right? Come on. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. I said that they should have done further. I actually said that they shouldn't have had a ceasefire. Israel should have came in and bombed them to hell, Hamas. Like completely obliterated their whole civilization. Just flatten it to hell. Flatten Gaza to hell. I said that, but now they're going tit for tat. Oh, you violated the ceasefire agreement. Well, Israel's got to say, yeah, that's the whole point. We had to make sure you let the hostages go, and then we're going to just bomb you into oblivion. We're going to totally annihilate you. That's the point. That's the whole modus operandi. It's everything that has to do with it. And then they're going tit for tat now. Oh, no. You guys started it. You started it. You started after the ceasefire. No. Just bomb them. Just bomb them. I'm not a military strategist, but I just don't understand what is stopping them from just bombing them to hell. All of them, women, children, everybody. Let them know in advance. But if they're still around, F them. They should have listened. They should have heeded the warning. Now their left leg is 3 miles away, and their face is gone, and they can't recognize colors anymore. That's what it is. That's war. That's war. That's why I said when it first happened, the ceasefire, I said, Trump, Netanyahu, you are no heroes. You are not heroes. I said that at the beginning. I said that a few episodes ago when it first started. You are no heroes. Nothing about you speaks of heroism. There's just too much riding on that. I just wanted to pick up on that part of the story. It just infuriates me. It really infuriates me because Israel is far too good and too pure of a country. They're not perfect, but they're damn near close. It's like the United States of America. It's not perfect, but damn near close. We have a more perfect union They want to have a more perfect country. They want to have a more perfect country. A nation that's built upon virtues and values and morality. And bombing the hell out of Hamas. Doesn't anybody get that? I don't understand. I really don't understand it. No. I have 3 people watching right now. I want the people that get 3 million people and have 10 million subscribers and billions of views to be saying this stuff. Can they say this stuff? Will advertisers pull from them? I don't have advertisers. I have donors and haters. That's all I have. Donors and haters. But nobody is saying this except Dr. Jerome Brook. He's the closest one. And he has like 40,000 subscribers. But he said that. He said, you don't play fair with terrorists. You don't play fair with nefarious factions. You say, okay, yeah, we'll do a ceasefire. Okay, shake hands, great. You know, you gave us all our hostages, wonderful. That's great. That's glorious. That's super. Great job. Then you step back and you blow them all the way. That's the way war works. You don't do deals. There's no deals. No real deals. Oh, Bob does? Okay, glad. I'm glad. I don't watch Bob's show because I don't have enough money. I only watch shows, that I could donate to and give up enough money. He gives me money, so I appreciate that. But you saying that Bob, Robert Nacer does on the show? Well, that's good. I'm glad he does say that, and with his wonderful wife Amy. I'm glad they have a show together that they can discuss these topics as well, because it's very hard to discover too many people that are on the side of Israel. First of all, that is a travesty and a tragedy in itself. People not going for Israel. Beautiful lady. Yes, his wonderful wife, Amy. I actually got to meet them in person, but I was at one of the Ocons, and a few of the Ocons. I went to 3 so far. I might go probably in the 2030s or 2040s. I'll probably go to a Ocon again. Oh, this is off the cuff. This is off the topic. But Rick James, are you prepared to get your tickets for Rush? Are you coming up to here to New York or Canada or Cleveland? What's happening, Rick James? You have your tickets ready? I'm in the pending line. There's 135,000 people ahead of me. But I'll be at the New York show, sir. Okay, good to go. Great. Whether I go there or not, I'm still buying tickets just to support the machine of Rush, how they changed my life. That's why Mr. Choice Terrain, like, he totally changed my life. I never knew about Rush before them. I never knew about Judy Pace before them. I never knew about, oh, goddamn, what's his name? Not Satchel Paige, not Hank Aaron, not Willie Mays. I'm naming every person, but there's a black, not, oh, god damn it, I just had, hold on, I have to look it up. God damn it. My memory is shizzing. Josh Gibson. God damn. Josh Gibson. He just introduced me to so many people I never knew of. I think he even talked about when he did reviews, he did a review of the film Rise. That was excellent. You buy them last minute. I hope they sing Top 20. They probably will. That's a standard. Tom Sawyer, Spirit of Radio, Closer to the Heart, Limelight, YYZ. You know, those are their biggest hits. That's such a great song. Goddamn. They have. There's only one song I don't like from them is "Roll the Bones" where they're rapping, which I don't like the song, but I applaud them for trying. It was horrible. It was a horrific, rap, rendition, but they tried. They wanted to say, "Hey, we did ska, we did, a little bit of jazz, we did some, different things like that." Sir, did you march for No King's Day? It wasn't really a march. It was really demonstrations. Geddy Lee is a very attractive man. He's not a bad looking guy. He's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, he has one of the most distinctive voices in rock and roll. He's one of the best bassists in rock and roll. Best, synthesizer and keyboardist in rock and roll. You have to give him his credit. So that is it's really important to me, and we live in a weird world where everything is like it's good, but it's not good, but it's great, but it's not getting better, but it's so much more better. It's so much more better. I said more better. It's so much better than it could have been, or something like that. We're talking about rush tickets, and there's people in Gaza Strip and Ukraine and Israel and places like that. Like they're not even worried. They're worried about their next meal. They're worried about whether their family will be returned to them, and worried about how well they're have to take care of their family member that was a hostage for hundreds of days. He's got a great nose. Rick James, are you going Z-snaps on us in here? Focus on the man. I'm so glad you watched Robert Nacer's show. I only watch shows in continuum if I have enough money to support him. I would have to trade back the money that he already gave me. So I'll look at it a few times. I used to watch it sometimes, but I mainly give money to Mr. Chorstar Train and Dr. Jerome Brook. Those are my two, top of the line bosses that I endorse. Oh, watched it live last night when on shrooms and it was outstanding. You meant to say I watched it. Okay. And it had to be on shrooms for it to be outstanding, though? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. But yeah, so I just shroom edible, sir. I understand it's edible, but that's not what I was asking. I was asking, did you have to do it? Chocolate Crunch Bar. Okay. Would it have been outstanding if you had not taken the shrooms? I wonder. Yeah, let me go back to the news cycle so I can get pissed off.
Good evening. We begin tonight with the new FBI investigation into what's being described as a suspicious hunting stand with a sightline to Air Force One in South Florida. You see it here in a tree near the Palm Beach airport, not far from the president's Mar-a-Lago home where he spent the weekend. The Secret Service says no one was found near this perch, and it's not clear how long it's been there or what it's for. But the discovery underscores the intense security apparatus around President Trump, who's faced 2 assassination attempts in the last couple years. And tonight, new scrutiny and new questions. Our Yamiche Alcindor starts us off.
Tonight, the FBI investigating a suspicious elevated stand that had a direct line of sight to President Trump exiting Air Force One at West Palm Beach International Airport. U.S. Secret Service agents discovered the stand Thursday before the president's arrival in Florida a day later, according to a spokesperson for the agency. A senior official familiar with the investigation said the stand was about 200 yards away from an area of the airport where Air Force One normally does not park, but that the plane did park there Friday due to construction. Agents spotted the stand while doing a new perimeter search ahead of the change. Investigators are looking into several possibilities, including whether it's an old hunting perch, a stand used by a photographer, or a possible threat. 3 sources familiar with the matter said the stand may have been in place for months, raising questions for experts.
How much of a security concern is it that the stand could have been there for many months?
No, it's a huge concern. Is it a legitimate hunting stand? Is it there for nefarious purposes? And who put it there?
This comes during a time of heightened anxiety over political violence, including 2 failed assassination attempts against President Trump last year. The president surviving shots fired at him at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania. And just last month, Ryan Ruth was found guilty of attempting to assassinate the president after a Secret Service agent spotted Ruth hiding near the Trump Golf Club in West Palm Beach. Earlier this year, President Trump reflecting on potential threats.
It's a very dangerous job being president.
Yamiche is joining us now from the White House as President Trump is on his way back from Florida. So, Yamiche, what else do we know about what investigators found at the scene in Palm Beach?
3 sources familiar with the investigation told NBC News no individuals, weapons, or ammo were found at the scene. And the law enforcement expert we talked to said authorities would be tracking cell phone data and looking for any footage from cameras to figure out who might be connected to the stand. Hallie?
Yamiche Alcindor at the White House. Thank you. Overseas new and serious strain on the Gaza peace deal as Israel and Hamas accuse each other of breaking its terms. Danielle Hamamjian reports.
Like I said, this is ridiculous. The ceasefire I said was going to be nonsense, and that Israel needs to bomb Gaza until it's flat. Completely. Just obliterate it. Just annihilate it. Just bring it down to size. Just everything. You have to use nuclear weapons. That's what I say for Ukrainians to do against Russia. Use. I don't know if Ukraine has nuclear weapons though. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But we do. We can lend them some nukes. And this bomb St. Peter's Basilica, St. Basil's Cathedral, the Kremlin, all of that. Just bomb Moscow into nothingness. Hundreds of years of rule and tyranny and ugliness and terror just obliterated, and build up shopping malls and gas stations and grocery stores there, all in the name of United States and Ukraine winning. Son comes in. Okay, he's got a question mark. Oh no. Leave the gremlin alone. What are you talking about? What about the innocent? Those are quote unquote. Okay, whoa, here we go. Have you ever heard about the black money scam? Yes, I only saw that in the movie though. If we're talking about the same thing, the black money scam. I heard about black money scams, but I heard only in fiction. What about there are no innocent lives in war, sir. Everybody has. Only the innocent lives exist when there's people that were attacked, not the attackers. The people that were attacked, that's the blood is on their hands. When you say quote unquote innocent people. I disagree with you, sir. So don't touch the gremlin. What are you talking about with this gremlin? What are you talking about? Don't touch the gremlin. I don't know what you're talking about. Sir Rick James. And y'all had to come in with at least 50 people. Everybody comes in with one. I'm just gonna come in by myself. I don't have any friends. I don't have any family members. I'm not gonna tell them that this is my secret little stash or my secret few moments of time that nobody knows about. Tell like 68,000 people. You have that many followers across Discord and Twitter or X or Facebook and Snapchat and Blue Sky. Everybody claims they have friends. I don't have buddy friends. I have friends, but we're not like tight like that. Like every day, you know, we talk on the phone or we talk online or anything like that. Mr. Peng is my friend, but we're not like tight like that. We're not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be his first choice for his best man or something like that. That's not how our relationship works. Rick high off the booty juice. Son of Son 90. The Kremlin. You keep on saying Gremlin. I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. The Kremlin. Yeah, bomb the Kremlin. Sky, you have to understand. Not everyone will understand the show. What's to not understand? Please explain. What's not to understand? I just do news clips and do commentary about them. What's not to understand? I don't understand. I appreciate you for coming in, but you know, we black. Most of us want the BS, not actual news. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But that's so few and far between. You saw the headline: Black gun owners in Chicago charged with felonies despite valid firearm identification and concealed carry licenses. I tried. You saw that I tried. I certainly tried. Black gun owners. I was like, hey, it's no shootings, no R's, no SAs, nothing like that. Just people getting wrongfully accused of being felons when they had all their paperwork together. This is a good topic. Yeah. Are you talking about the black gun owners? Yeah. I thought it was amazing. It opened my eyes. I'm like, finally, real people actually have, you know, weapons. And it seems to me, I think who was it? It was either Wizard or no, hold on, it was Bumba. I think it was Bumba. No, it was Rottweiler. Rottweiler said, you know, you have to be an entrepreneur and everybody's a boss. You know, nobody's a worker anymore. You have to be your own boss and just your own self, like I am. I have no workers under me. I have nobody under me. Who would you say your targeted audience is? I already know. 18 to 34, living in the United States of America, that have I don't know their economic status, but I can tell you they usually watch in the evening. But I reserve that time for Mr. Choice Terrain for his show. It's for selfish reasons. It's because I don't want his viewers going over there and not watching me, because that's what's going to happen. So that's the reason why I do that. And you know, also as a trade, I want to make sure that I'm not, you know, stepping on this. Not like a dinghy could, you know, mess with a yacht, but you know, somebody might look like, look at that dinghy over there while they're standing on the yacht. You know, I don't want them to do that. So that's my audience: 18 to 34-year-old, mainly men, mainly in the United States. Some of them in places like England, United Kingdom, and Brazil, and a few other places. That's my you a thinking nigga. That's right, Dot Focus. But that's my targeted audience. That's what 18 to 34 male living in the United States of America. That answers your question, Son 90. Yeah, I feel like you would have been at 2,000 subscribers by now if you covered trending topics as far as black gossip, but it's already enough for those. Yeah, I don't do black gossip. I've never done gossip. I only do business. My biggest show is Diddy is Innocent. That got 9,000 views. No co-hosts, no guests, no nothing. Just me and a microphone and a camera at that time. And then yeah, man, there's a few females. Like my male to female ratio is like 85-15, something like that. 90 to 10, something. Yeah, no gossip, no giggling. Exactly. Not gossip, but you know, like when Nicki and Cardi was beefing, that type of issue. That's kind of gossipy. I sometimes have covered like light patches of their beef or their feud. I don't like to call it beef because it's not really beef, it's a feud. But I don't really get into I get into the music. That's what if I get into their battle raps. I don't get into their catty little fights on X and stuff like that. I don't get into that. But I'm not knocking anybody that does. That's your lane. That's your thing. That's how you get your money. But I just don't do it. So yeah, no gossiping, no giggling, no nothing here, nothing here. Well, I think your show is more so catered to the intellectual community. Well, I appreciate that, Son 90. I don't know if that's a diss or if that's a recommendation, but I appreciate what you're saying. I don't dumb things down. I don't have time. We're all gonna die. Every person in the live chat, this woman right here on the screen, me, you saw Mr. True Star Terrain. He was knocking on Heaven's door, and Heaven didn't answer because he's an atheist, and they sent him right back down, and now he's in his regular form. But he already checked out 2008 with his liver cancer, liver disease, liver transplant. He didn't have cancer or disease, unless it was disease. I technically can say it was disease, but he had liver cancer. Oh my God, the liver. It's so easy to say liver cancer. The liver transplant. It took me a minute to understand your aim. Okay. Yeah, my aim is just to get money. That's it. That's the only reason why I'm on here. Mr. Troy Charles String said they want to see your voice. They want to hear your voice. Well, now you hear my voice. You don't see my face anymore because I watch one. I don't watch my videos. I don't watch. I may not watch this one, but this is gonna be better. But when I'm on there, all I could see was my eyes closing and my eyes blinking over and 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 over again. I was like, this has got to stop. I'm not going to cheat my audience and, just say like, watch me and watch, just see my black hat and gold tie and black shirt, and the blue wall behind me, If your aim was to get money, you would cover the trending topics from the black community because we want the dumb I know, but I don't have, see, Mr. Choice Archer says, I get calls from him. He's the coach. He's not a mentor. He's not, anything like that. He's a coach more so than that. He gives me pointers and stuff like that, and tells me what he doesn't like and what he does like. And he mentioned that, I have 1,008 subscribers as of this particular show. It might be lower, it might be higher, but it was 1,008 in a little over 2 years. So by my 5th year, I think I should have at least 10,000 to 20,000 by my 5th year. But I can't do any videos. There's no videos I can do. I mean, like I said, the black gun owners was like a moment. It was like the golden, like piece of jewelry that they show in the movies, and it goes, So I know you want the dumbest. I mean, I'm familiar with the dumbest. That's what I was doing at the beginning. But I was talking the whole time. There was no video. There was no video. If you look at my earliest videos, there's no talk. There's only talking. There's no video. There's no other videos within the video. But that can change some 90 if you put in 90 people. You say, hey, look, you got to see this man. This nigga goofy as hell, but he's silly, but he's got some good points. I don't know. You got to check him out. That's all y'all got to say. Everybody that's under my voice. So it's been an hour and 4 minutes. Son 90's in here. Somebody else is in here. I don't know if it's Dot Focus. Could be Dot Focus and Son 90. Appreciate again the donations. I appreciate that so much from Dot Focus and others. And I think it's Misty Monday. If you're not familiar with MST3K, get yourself in tune. Go on YouTube, put in MST3K, and just watch and laugh because it's hilarious. So I will hang up my Spurs right now and see you guys on another travel. And take care.